Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We were about to land on this planet, which Heinrich's acquaintance, colleague, what are we going to call them? Anyway, essentially, they were on this planet, they went to investigate and they've sent out a message for help and we need to go help them. What's this down here? Wait a second, what's this? I've never seen that before. What is that? Oh, that's one of these zones that you should not go to. I understand. Right, we were warned about that. There are death zones here. Okay, well, let's do what we need to do and get out of here, as was suggested. It is interesting, though. I guess that we need to pay attention for those in other places, potentially? Okay. Well, let's scan, and then we'll, see what's here. A place to land. Okay. So, we said that we thought our party was fine, but I wanted to swap out Jai for Cassia, because I thought that she would have more to say here. I potentially could drop out Pascal for Argenta. I could potentially do that. She is more of the Inquisition-y type. Pascal just generally has useful things to say a lot of the time. Anytime you run into any type of tech, he's got something. Well, I just don't know what Argenta's going to bring in the same regard as that. I could take out Abelard for Argenta, but, I mean, Abelard's almost a staple at this point, so that's kind of where I'm at. I could take out Ulfar and I could take out someone and put Ulfar in. Same kind of logic as Argenta. There's some kind of Inquisition connection, but yeah, I think I'm happy with our current party. So, let's go. Okay, it might not be a large area. It did just say excavation site, right? So that might mean that it's just like a couple of rooms and then a fight, but yeah, we'll find out. Could be a huge area. Okay, this looks like a lot like the prison area that we were at way earlier in the game. The landing strip for cargo shuttles is strewn with rubbish. You notice a few reddish brown spots. Okay, that would be dried blood, I assume. Okay. Formation, are we happy? Sort of, but I think this is better. Yeah, that's about it though. Oh, and oh, of course. There we go. Now we're better. That's what was truly wrong. Do a quick save, and then we'll work our way into this burning place. So this was a world which was being investigated.
And suboptimal. Your body has suffered deterioration and requires modification.
Funnily enough, I've grown rather attached to the old thing. Have patience. Someone will shoot me any minute now, and then you'll have your chance to upgrade me.
Okay. Yeah.
I always
so
have a
actually,
backup
should we
plan.
look at the quest log for this one just for a second? A certain message received by Astropathic Choir of the Von Valancia's flagship has disconcerted Heinrichs. Whatever has caused the sudden unease, the interrogators requested the rogue trader's assistance and stressed the matter demands his immediate attention. Yeah, so we don't have a ton of, like, immediate info. Goods. We'll have those. The vanquished combat machine obviously fell from a height. Too much time has passed now to determine the cause of the crash. So we've
Always
arrived
keep your eye
after
on the
something.
price.
Okay. The powerful smell of promethium lingers in the air around the burning mechanism. The machines were doused with the accelerant and set alight. So we're after something, but not that far after. Like, things are still burning from it.
Is there money to be made?
There's a way up here. Overseers. Well, let's see what's going on up here. Hello. The sentry rubs her eyes and gawps at you. One half of her face is covered with a bulky, rusty augment of unknown purpose. You came to rescue us. Praise the god, Emperor, it reached you. The sorceress's message reached others like him. May he rest in peace. We're most honored by your presence. Please come forward quickly out of the darkness. The woman hurriedly checks a nearby lumen, her hands visibly shaking. Those creatures come from the dark, you see. But not for much longer, not for much longer. Now you're here, and Mistress Lichenhart has already found a way to help us. Heinrich dourly listens to the sentry's speech. He takes a few steps forward and intently peers at her face, as if the woman herself freezes in fear. Or as the woman herself freezes in fear. Then Heinrich scowls and cuts a glance at you. We need to hurry. Examine the sentry's face. Even under the wavering lumens, you notice something strange. The slightly skewed proportions, the almost indiscernible asymmetry of her facial features. Looking at the other sentries, you see the same oddity in their faces too, and the fact they are all wearing the same strange, ramshackle implants which are clearly not combat augmetics. Heinrichs meets your eyes. Noticed, have you? Don't jump to any conclusions. It could be a local genetic anomaly. It could be something else. We can't say anything for sure yet. Heinrichs looks past the sentry. Hey, Iceman, no need to lie to yourself. You can feel it. There's no way you can't feel it. I can practically taste it in the air. Sorcery. First, we had those flares in the system. Now this comely lot. Something here has been poking holes in the veil between real space and the warp. Something or someone. I have noticed the system's idiosyncrasies, yes. I cannot say how it relates to the person who drew us here, if it is related at all. Heinrichs plainly refuses to meet Adira's eyes. I think I got the right choice in those two. Okay. What's happening on the planet? Oh, it's terrible, my lord. I don't even know how to describe it. It's been, what? How long has it been? A few months, probably. A few months of being plagued by these sorceress beasts. As soon as night fell, they came, creeping right out the shadows, black as soot, and there's no stopping them. The only thing that's worked so far is keeping the fires burning and maintaining a constant watch. And even with that, the creatures drag us off in ones and twos the second we drop our guard. Heinrichs furrows his brow. Sorcerous creatures from the shadows. Would they be demons? That would explain the presence of warp anomalies in the system. A local breach. Okay. Let's just say the barricades do not appear to be very sturdy. If you've been here for months, that doesn't seem like a good defense. Please, my lord. The sentry is on the verge of tears. Do you think we are trained guardsmen? We're from the expedition convoy. We've lived here for generations, and up to now the God Emperor has guarded us from misfortune. But now we have to fight. The survivors have all gathered in the tunnel and we've handed out what weapons we have. But how is that supposed to help us against these vultures when we don't even know how to use our weapons? You mentioned an expedition? Yes, about 30 years back, we were brought here with a load of clever people from some high-up adeptus or something or other. And we've lived here ever since. I've raised 4 kids here. 2 died at the excavations. 1 was taken by the monsters, but my youngest is still alive. Excavations. Perhaps the expedition, or rather its objectives, were what Emelina was interested in. Of course, the easiest option would be to ask her directly. The interrogator shoots you a pointed, impatient look. Hey, I just want to say, Heinrichs, that if you're conducting an investigation, it's good to get one side of the story first, then hear another one and see if it lines up. It's just kind of like, you know, talking to people 101. If you want to find out what's going on, you got to get, you know, the full story. Anyway, what stroke of luck, it seems we've already found who we're looking for. You mean Mistress Leichenhart, my lord? Oh, we wouldn't have survived without her. It just so happened that she was here at a local excavation when the monsters started appearing. We've been losing contact with the other sites in the planet since then, like candles being snuffed out one after another. The rest of them must have all perished, but we're still holding on. Well, I wish to see Emelina Leichenhart. Mistress Leichenhart is inside the pit. You go on, don't be afraid. She'll be there to properly greet you. We'll stand guard. Thanks be to the Emperor for delivering you to us. Okay. Seeming awfully easy so far. Like, this is seeming extremely easy. Also, I just want to check down here. Is there anything else? Was this a this was a dead end. Okay, so this was the only way we could go. The spikes have been fashioned from whatever their creators had to hand. This pitiful barricade is unlikely to stop anyone who's determined to get through. See, that's what I'm meaning. The fact that the barricade is so shoddy is a little suspicious if they've been here for months, right? But I guess they did say that they've been losing people in ones and twos. So it could be the fires really what's keeping people out and the barricades doing nothing, but yeah. Okay. No, I'll use tech use to get in here. Thank you.
I always have a backup plan.
A giant gate barring the way to the excavation site. So there are other places we can get to here, but it looks like we might... Can I just walk over here? No. So it looks like we might get to those via another route. Okay. Let's do a quick save. Then, let's head in.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh. That chill, where's it come from? Oh. Shadows. The creatures, they're coming. Weapons ready. God, Emperor, preserve us. Oh. Those look a little like the Drukhari. Like the mandrakes that come out the shadows. It could be the Drukhari. If it is, I should have brought Mara's Eye.
I will wipe your disgusting presence out
Yeah,
of
these are
existence.
mandrakes. I kind of want to bring Mara's Eye. Maybe we go back from after this fight. Who would we take out from Mara's Eye? Maybe we take out Pascal. Yeah, we can maybe take out Pascal. Yeah. Okay. Well, we get to go first. Let's go for a... Can I do one of these that actually hits people? Yeah, that can hit 4. Perfect. Let's do it then.
I'll make it happen.
So that's a buff to everybody. Well, it's a buff to damage for us, and it's armor for all of our allies. We're then going to make this front line where we're standing now.
It's as good as done.
We're going to increase armor in this area.
I'll make it happen.
I'm going to make that back line over there. That's where I'm going to run to. We're going to make this rear.
Who if not me?
Okay. And I'm going to make that kill zone.
I'll see to it personally.
Do want to shoot. Let's run over here. Let's analyze enemies. That one.
It's as good as done.
Okay. Surefire
I'll
plan
see
for
to
extra
it
damage.
personally.
Shoot. Oh. I can't shoot that one.
I'll
Okay.
make it happen.
Never mind. I still killed one of ours. I was trying not to. Okay. Well. Well. That's not good. They are getting destroyed. I'm guessing that we weren't even meant to have a turn, even though we're Grand Strategists, so we get to go first. I get the feeling that they were meant to come in and just basically blast everybody. Okay. Get out of here. What we might do is buff Idira.
Step aside. The
we go.
navigator is coming.
And then we're going to give Idira a turn. Yeah, that can go over here. She's lost her other things that were here before. It's weird. Let me just see what we got. Probably the blind. Yeah, because this is AoE, right? So
But of course.
that now blinded both of them. I'm going to make you pray. Make you pray.
Will do.
Make you pray. Can I kill this one? I don't think I can kill any of them, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, take a step back and shoot this
On
one.
it.
That
Anyone
was
see that?
good crit. Okay. Back to Cassia. Kill them.
Another foe painted
Now it gives
black.
Idira a turn. Idira can then blind these
Will do.
guys. They didn't blind the other one, weirdly. But this one, you are blinded, right? Yeah. Well, what's the exact wording on her thing that allows her to blind in an AoE? It's contagion, right? Whenever we apply that, one random enemy within 5 cells also gains the effect for 1 round. I guess because this one already has it, maybe that is the random enemy. That might be it. Okay. Let's do forewarning onto
Anything
Malachi, because that will increase her willpower. Nice. Back here, we can use Held in My Gaze again. This will cost us more because it's our second attack, but that's okay.
Me?
So Held in My Gaze
If you
again.
insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, then we can use a navigator power, such as we can use Mend Reality.
I'm
Sure.
not accustomed to being ordered
Cool.
around.
And that actually, does that give buffs to everybody, because everybody's affected by the navigator ability, so we all get the navigator ability buff. Whichever thing that one was. Blind influence. I forget what it was. I'm gonna give up in a second, but she definitely has one that buffs people if she uses a navigator ability on them. Oh, it's her staff. Yeah. Never mind, it's her staff. That's why I remembered it recently. So infusing should give a +10 to all characteristics for everybody. So if I check people, you have a +10 from infusing, so you should also have a +10 from infusing. Yeah, so that's an AoE buff. So that's effectively an AoE 10 extra characteristics to everybody on top of what it already does. I think it's only until the end of our next turn, but that's still pretty good. Oh, another mandrake coming in. Okay. Well,
Help me, Lord Captain.
that's fine. Pascal, get over here. I'm thinking get over here, hit, blast, hit again, something like that. So I'm going to use hit, blast for 2, so that's 3. Use this for 0. You could probably use this first then, so let's go for, let's cancel that. Machine Spirit Chameleon. Get over here, hit.
Combat is an equation. Your life
Blast.
is a negligible variable.
And then do another hit.
The Messiah
Oh.
condemns you.
Nice. They got a turn but immediately died. That's perfect. We can then use our secondary weapon to take another shot, maybe at you.
Activating force mode sacrament.
Nice. Okay. And then you have another shot that you can do apparently. Because that wasn't your AP, I just realized. That makes a lot of sense. Any other things that we could do here? We could dash back into
The scriptural
there.
prognosis is favorable.
Okay, end turn. Cassia then gets a turn because, yeah, because the first heroic act was used. So why don't we use Held in My
I am a
Gaze?
navigator, not a...
Nice. Use Held in My Gaze again.
Emperor, deliver us!
Yeah, she took a little bit of physical damage. We'll do
If I
this.
may.
Does that apply another infusing? I just noticed that there. Wait a second. Does that that stacks, right? Yes, it does. Wow. So yeah, giving her as many terms as possible and stacking seems incredible.
Me?
Let's give Pascal
insist,
a
Lord
buff,
Captain.
which would then give him even more. It's like Pascal's stats are incredible because they're infusing plus reveal the light plus all sorts of things. Okay, that's cool. You're blind, so you're not gonna... Yeah, you actually managed to parry. Okay. Now it's her actual turn. Is anything still prey? You're prey, right? Yeah, you're prey. I think I could do like a psychic shriek to something. Yeah, like to you.
But of course.
Okay. Then shoot.
Anything else? Be gone.
Nice. Contagion then did something to you. What was Contagion doing there? Sorry, I'm just trying to remember everything that we've got. We have a lot of bonuses. Contagion. We must have applied a thing as we killed them. Yeah, and then that applied to this person. So whatever the last thing they had applied was. I don't know what that was. But anyway, must have done something. Cool. Right. Then chuck in another blind over here, which should blind the second one. That should blind a random enemy within 5. That didn't. Okay. I think the within 5 thing might be broken. Because we had that with Pascal before, where his within 5 damage didn't work. So it might be something else which is meant to be happening here. Anyway. Then you're going to give... Oh, then you're going to do nothing, actually. I think you're pretty good. Let's do... Well...
On it.
Do one of those. And... do a forewarning to, I guess, the digger, keep him alive. And then that'll do.
For the Imperium!
Nice. Heinrichs, get over here. Start buffing.
I need a foothold.
So, Shield of
see
the
to it.
Emperor.
But
Hammer of the
course,
Emperor.
Lord Captain.
Yeah, could use Sword of Faith. We now have a new sword, which we could then use the Flamer on.
Everyone, step aside.
Nice. Then you're gonna buff yourself.
Naturally.
Cool. Then why don't you buff
For the
Abelard? Give him some movement
throne's
speed from over there. Nice. Abelard. Over this way.
Follow my lead. Target well struck.
Okay.
Grey hair.
They're not dead
short
yet.
hand.
What happens? You might be. It might be. This one's a story one.
At your beck and call.
Okay.
I will do my duty. Target well reduced to dust.
Oh, they eventually got a turn. What was happening there? I don't know.
It will be
Anyway,
done.
I guess that one's. I guess they couldn't die until they fulfilled their purpose in life. Maybe those guys were meant to die as the first action,
Scorn the pain.
and our grand strategist thing messed it up. Okay. Run up here. Use
I'm
surefire
ready for
plan.
whatever comes.
Shoot him.
I'll see to it he never stood a chance.
That's pretty good. I'll just end your turn here. Cassia. Sure. Give Heinrichs a turn.
I'll paint your death in
We get another level up here. I'm just seeing what our damage is like. Let's do Hammer of the Faith. Hammer of the Emperor. Word of the Emperor we can reapply.
Let's see to it.
We can reapply... Well, we can reapply Shield.
I won't object to it.
And then... Yeah, so we can do one of these, but I think what we'll do instead is we'll do a Killing Edge.
Nothing. I'm done with this one.
They're dead. Nice. Cool. Right.
Rise to the top.
Then we're
or
gonna
get
immediately
left in the
leave.
dust.
Might seem weird, but I just want to change my party. Wonder if this is gonna break anything. Probably not. That actually seems pretty good about letting you leave if you want to leave. All of this I think can go in the yeah, all of this can go over here. And apparently you can just do you can just do collect all without leave location. We do have to leave if we're switching the party members though. So, back to the voidship bridge, back in, mainly because if it's mandrakes we want to take Marazai because he's got mandrake stuff. Now, is that going to cause us a problem with the Inquisition member that's there? Maybe. But maybe it's a problem we want to have. Yeah, that could be interesting. Let's see. Right, so... yes, we're going to immediately leave here. We'll level up when we get back. I don't need to take early-et. I think we're fine. I do think we want to take Marazai. So we want to take out... Abelard or Pascal? You know what? I think we take out Abelard for Marazai. It hurts me physically to take out Abelard, but I think that we don't... I think Pascal has more chance of coming up than Abelard does. Here. Unless... yeah, I think that... Yeah, I think I'm going with this. I think Cassia could be taken out. I actually feel like she might say nothing, but... Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Our tech use is also pretty good now, so we don't need him for the tech use, so it's only story. I'm kind of looking at the area here thinking, I don't see a lot of, you know, tech. Although they did have those weird augmenta... Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going with this party. Right, which should mean that we're pretty much the same as where we were. Except that it's something like this now. There we go. Right. Let's do a level up for our party. Okay, starting with us. Level up, we get a characteristic. I'm going to take intelligence. I'm always going to take intelligence because intelligence scales our other things. It scales all of our skills, and we have scaling that goes off of intelligence, so it makes sense. First here, weak body, weak soul. Suppose weakness also reduces toughness and willpower by 3 times int bonus, which is now 90. So, oh, sorry, it's now 9, so it's now 27. That's pretty good. Passive learning. On the first turn of combat, they randomly distribute the same number of exploits as when using analyze enemies among all enemies in a 10-cell radius around the operative. At the start of each of the operative's subsequent turns, they distribute half as many exploits among all enemies in a 2-cell radius. I was thinking the 10-cell radius one sounded good. I might take that, especially if we're going to be using our removal one a lot. What's the removal one do? Let me just double check that. Tactical knowledge. Removes 1 exploit, so that means that there will still be exploits on the other ones. And if there's only 1 enemy, we'll remove all exploit stacks. Expose weakness. Analyze enemies puts 5 exploits on right now. I forgot that goes up with intelligence. I always think it's always 3, so it puts 5 on. Wait a second. So that means tactical knowledge, if I target a single target, they should have 6 stacks to start with on them. Which means that we will always be able to trigger the extra thing, even without moving exploits from everyone. Yeah, okay, 100%. In fact, it's going to do more, because if it scales off intelligence... Wait, is it intelligence or is it perception? It might be perception it scales off of. That would make it slightly less good. Analyze enemies. No, it's int bonus divided by 2. So it won't go up on this one because everything rounds down in this game. Yeah. It'll go up on the next one. Actually, it will go up even more if somebody happens to give us a bonus. Yeah, I think I take passive learning. I think that's incredible. With our tactical knowledge, I think we could end up with a lot of exploits being removed very quickly. Cool. Heinrichs. Characteristic for him. A tougher choice than I thought it would be. I guess agility makes the most sense with his assassin class. I mean, willpower is still quite nice for him. As is weapon skill. I think I might just take agility, though. I get the feeling that that's going to be really good. Yeah. And then we could take Eternal Glory, which gives him the plus to characteristics when you hit 200 momentum, which does happen fairly often. That's all I have here. So, wait, I have nothing in this earlier section for him. Okay, is that because there's nothing to have? Yeah, although some of these are pretty good. Area attacks dealing additional 1 plus strength bonus divided by 2 for each enemy is kind of interesting. Just seeing what we got here. Sorry, I know we've already looked through these. But I want to make sure that we've got the right stuff. Some of this is okay. But yeah, I can see why I didn't mark any of it before. I mean, I guess rigorous training is okay. For the extra dodge. Eternal Glory is quite nice, though it's plus 5 to all characteristics, plus 1 to resolve, plus 1 to deflection, and plus 1 to all damage that we deal until the end of combat if you reach 200 momentum during his turn. Which is quite likely. So, let's do that. Idira. Characteristic. Hers is willpower. That's easy. And then we have a quick look down here. We go power conduit. Oh wait, her things are in the wrong order. Her actual ones are in the middle. Sharpshooter. If we have not moved this turn, gain ballistic skill and int bonus divided by 2 damage on single shots. I don't think that's really your thing. Weak body, weak soul, we could do passive learning, we could do, but it's less good for her because her intelligence isn't as high. Every Pearls of the Warp increases momentum. Each level of Psi rating now provides the Psyker access to new psychic powers. It also strengthens the psychic. It also strengthens damaging psychic powers. Requires character level 40. Oh. Yeah, I guess I'll take that. Probably should have taken that on Heinrich's, but I didn't even realize it existed until now. Yeah, okay. I'll take the new psychic powers and strengthens damaging psychic powers by an unknown amount. Sure. Why not? I don't really know what that does, but it kinda seems good. Here, characteristic. Hers is also willpower, I think. Straight up more points in willpower. Focus. When you ever use an ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to perception ballistic skill equal to 9. Okay. These bonuses stack, but half the stacks are lost at the end of the target's turn. That's kind of nice. And it can be more than one a turn, by the sounds of it. So you could get, like, if you use 2 abilities, that's 18 there. We can AoE apply it. And they get the extra characteristics from infusing. Yeah, focus sounds really, really good right now, actually. That's the other one, Leader's Assault, whenever they make an attack. Let's not worry about that one. Actually, never mind, you make an attack a lot more nowadays, because you can attack twice for free. I think. Open up to the warp. Yeah, these are your navigator things. I think that this just sounds so good with what we just learned, so let's take it. Abelard. Well, yours is toughness. That's easy, because toughness also gives you strength, so it makes so much sense to do that. No heresy is fine. Do you have anything else down here? You probably do. Invigorating hatred. Whenever they end their turn near an enemy affected by sworn enemy, the warrior gains 2 plus toughness bonus temporary wounds. So 11 temporary wounds. If you use a single shot or melee attack, you gain armor against attacks made by that target. Yeah, I think that seems pretty good. Yeah, I might take disarm. This seems really good. Because if you've survived against an enemy, that probably means that they were strong enough to survive Abelard's attack. Which means that you really want the extra armor. Yeah. Let's take that. And then Marazai. Yours is a straight agility level up. And then... Did I never mark your stuff? Oh, I want you to take Eldari equipment for some reason. Let me double check. Yeah. Let me double check what that reason was. It was something in here that you could use if you were an Eldari. Is it this? No. Now I'm like, there was definitely something. It might have been a weapon that I put away. That's Drukhari equipment. Drukhari equipment. Yeah. That's not it either. That's not it either. Nope. Cannot think why I would need that. There was something, but it must have been a weapon that I decided not to equip. Okay, that's fine then. Let's not worry about it. Agility. Gains toughness bonus armor. That's fine. Attacks opportunity. Gains damage reflects against the first attack made by every enemy this combat. Area attacks deal more. He doesn't do area attacks. He doesn't need defensive stuff. Disarm is based off toughness. Enrage. If they have less than 50% wounds, he will gain a lot of crit chance, but I don't think he needs that. Because he shouldn't really be taking wounds, because he should be making himself the lowest priority target. Yeah. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, so charge and push increase the damage of ranged attacks. No, that's not it. Increases charge range. It can be okay. Reckless strike increases critical chance. I guess reckless strike increases critical chance, ramming speed, and Eldari equipment are things that are interesting. Let's take this one. Yeah, that seems like that could be good. Right. We're good to go.
Let us not
Just needed to go get Marazai so that we have our resident Drukhari expert talking about the Drukhari. Unless, of course, the only thing he would have to say is about the mandrakes when he's like, wait a second, do you mean mandrakes or something? when they're
Keep
talking
your
about
wits
the
about you.
yeah, things coming out the shadows. Anyway, we may get immediately attacked. If we get immediately attacked, I'm probably just gonna reload. That's your pre-warning. But let's see. Oh, I can pick up all of this again. All right. Or did I click leave last time without picking up? I might have done that. Okay. Anyway. Back it in, here we go. So everyone is dead outside after surviving for months. Oh, but there are more inside,
Is there
I see.
money to be made?
Hello. Yep. Thanks for letting me in here. Boarded up passage. Let's open that.
Unexpected result.
What's in here? Something's not right in here. Something's very not right in here.
Damn it! It's a Vox liturgy twisted by warp sorcery. Try not to listen too closely.
This altar would be unremarkable if not for the uncanny sound streaming from its built-in speakers. What once was a Vox recording of a liturgical service is now a malevolent parody of the noble faith.
The warp got into a soulless tin can and corrupted the Vox? Now I'm imagining what it could have done to the minds of the poor souls that live here.
Trying to figure out what we've just spotted. Maybe something through a wall somewhere. Yeah, it didn't appear to be anything in here.
Always
Our
keep your eye on
cursor
the
doesn't
prize.
change to be something else. Yeah, I have no idea what we spotted, so that's fine. What's this? Powerful smell of promethium. It's the same thing as outside. Okay. Something over this way. Maybe that's what we
I
spotted.
always have a backup plan.
A lower warp check. Okay.
I always
Strange
get the
debris
job done.
scattered around the table's surface. Your attention is drawn to the whimsical patterns on the broken pottery and tablets. When you try to take a closer look, the world starts to swim before your eyes.
I
There's some
always
weird,
keep my options open.
Yeah, there's some
Just
weird
as
artifacts.
I planned.
Taunting Scream targets do not need to fail the willpower resistance test to be affected by this ability. I mean, that does make it a lot better. Better medikits, and whenever the wearer is targeted by an attack of opportunity, they gain 1 stack of the Swift Shroud effect and 2 times Agi bonus plus wearer's psi rating % dodge against this attack. Also, the wearer gains Agi bonus plus psi rating divided by 2 MP every time they are targeted by an attack of opportunity. And at the end of their turn, the wearer expends all the Swift Shroud stacks to grant all allies dodge until the wearer's next turn. Okay, that's not really how we're playing. I just want to see, what's your current cloak? Yeah, toughness bonus, temporary wounds whenever they deal damage with a melee attack. And his melee attacks deal damage with temporary wounds. Yeah. So, no, he can't. No, he can't
Let us
equip
not
that. Unless we
dawdle.
decide he's not a damage dealer anymore, he can't have that. What he has right now is too good. It's basically the basis for his build. So, that's fine. Go further in. The conveyor belt littered with a mixture of stone chippings and fragments of human-made items. The rust on the mechanical components indicates the machine has stood idle for a long time. Okay, we have some diggers and
Rise
people
to the
over here.
top or get left in the dust.
What's this? The well goes so deep you cannot see the bottom. The walls of the shaft reveal the marks of machinery that drilled through the rock, as well as the fragments of an ancient city, sunken city.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm guessing it's meant to be an ancient sunken city. But okay, that's fine. Primitive excavating equipment suitable for use by unskilled workers. Okay. Boxes full of shards, pottery, metals, and other discarded human-made objects covered in a layer of soil. So yeah, there's definitely warp stuff here. It doesn't explain really why the mandrakes are here, but
Is there money to be made?
that's okay. The symbols on the skin must bleed. Again, hold them tighter. Cassia just over here for no reason. Oh, that's better. The stooped figure draws back the hood of the grimy robe, revealing the emaciated face of a woman. Her skin is stretched taut over her skull, and sickeningly protruding augmentations and her cheek is marred with several open wounds. She looks at you with a feverish gleam in her eyes. The visual description matches Interrogator Van Kalox. The sage blinks several times and her head twitches. You made it here after all. Mara's eye sneers. So, this is the burnt pet's owner. Perhaps we should inform her about the fate of her prized follower. Oh, the burnt pet's owner. Wait a second. So this is who, this was who was in charge of Achilles. Ooh, okay. Heinrich's usual mask of stoicism has melted away without a trace. He stares around him in undisguised dismay. Emelina, what is this? You're performing the arch-enemy's rituals, but no. Stop right now. Not another move unless I tell you. The sage draws herself upright as far as her crooked spine will allow, and flicks several switches on her facial augments. Then she turns to you, ignoring Heinrich's words completely. Who have you brought with you, Interrogator Van Kalox? Clearance level? Malachi von Valancius, rogue trader and the God Emperor's anointed, although in a past life what we may have done is point to Abelard and get him to introduce us, but anyway. Yes, rogue trader and the God Emperor's anointed. Emelina Lichenhart dips her head. Von Valancius, a rogue trader dynasty, territory to the galactic west of Furibundus. The head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius, has been flagged for her heretical sentiments. Threat level. Heinrich gestures at the room. I brought the help you requested in your message, Emelina. A voidship under the aegis of the rogue trader. I dragged thousands of people and megatons of plasteel and ceramite through the bowels of the warp. And for what? To discover you have sold yourself to the arch-enemy? Emelina shakes her head. You are drawing conclusions based on incomplete knowledge of the situation, Interrogator von Kalox. Your judgment is impaired. Heinrich, why is Emelina addressing you in this strange manner? I suspect that Emelina has chosen to seal the memory block containing data of a personal nature. She does this whenever she is concerned that someone might try to extract information about Kalkazar's coterie from her. Heinrich thinks for a moment, then, in a clear voice, says, Sigma Prosperity. He pauses before repeating the strange phrase. The reminiscence block you're attempting to access was repurposed. It now contains knowledge of the rituals performed by the shamans of this place. My standard working memory alone was insufficient to record all the nuances I'd uncovered in my research here. Oh, she's effectively saying that she chose to forget him. That's gotta hurt a little bit. Heinrich looks as though he's been punched in the gut. Emelina, you deleted the data about all the members of Kalkazar's unit. You wiped us all. Of course not. I retained the portion of the reminiscence block's data relating to the operational significance of the Lord Inquisitor's unit. That is how I was able to recognize you, Interrogator Van Kalox. Heinrich's expression scarcely wavers at Emelina's words, but despite this, Marazai ducks his head sharply and watches the interrogator with devouring eyes. Fear and despair, and sorrow, an exquisite palate, monkey. Okay, we brought Marazai along for his knowledge of mandrakes, and all he's doing is having a great time watching Heinrich have a really bad time. Malachi. Heinrich bites the words through clenched teeth. Silence your pet Xenoscum, or I will. What has happened on Photon 4? I came here on the supreme directive of the Lord Inquisitor. An Adeptus Historica mission was established on Photon 4 to study the origins of the civilization that once inhabited the planet. This world was once settled by humans. The mission aimed to discover which colony ship they came from and why they disappeared. The traces of the ancient culture uncovered in the layers of soil suggested that the existence of primitive solar faiths among the dark inhabitants of this world, faiths that are strikingly similar to worship of the arch-enemy. The surviving scrolls indicate that shamans used the gifts of chaos to protect their people, to secure the harvest, to imbue their warriors with strength and vitality, and that this culture persisted for thousands of years. I was cataloguing data when the attacks began at one of the remote outposts. I immediately recognized the enemy by their tactics. Drukhari. They chose an unremarkable defenseless world where night lasts half the year. By the time 5 outposts had been swallowed by the darkness, the last astropath had been torn to pieces and many calls for help sent to Kalkazar's unit had gone unanswered. I realized that no one was going to save these people, or this knowledge. So I put the knowledge to use for the good of humanity. Heinrichs, make sense of this for me. Am I going mad, or is your colleague engaging in flagrant heresy here? The notion of heresy is hardly applicable to people in our line of work, Malachi. But you are correct about one thing. Emelina has crossed the line that separates a servant of the Imperium from a deluded chaos worshipper. Your influence has made Heinrichs more callous. Has it? Oh. Okay. Because we made him more merciful previously. So how did we make him more callous? It might have been bringing Marazai along, potentially, or something like that? Interesting. I'm sorry I asked, but what are you trying to achieve here, Emelina? The ritual we interrupted, what is it supposed to do? Merciful. Oh. So we made him more callous and more merciful. So he's mercifully callous. Okay. Emelina lifts her gaze upwards. It will rid this world of its half-year-long night and the mandrakes of their total advantage over us. It'll force a new heavenly body, this one of human making, to rise above the horizon and illuminate the dark side of the planet. If the ritual works, I will have mastered the secret of forging a new sun. This is madness. Madness, pride, and monstrous, staggering heresy. Heinrich's voice is barely audible, as if his throat is closed up in shock. Abelard's eyes widen in astonishment. Create a star? God Emperor's grace. What creatures could live in the light of a star born using the powers of the arch-enemy? Do you mean to say that you've discovered a ritual for creating a sun here? Buried under silica and granite are knowledge and resources that could repel the enemies of humanity. We are too afraid of anything labelled prohibited. My memory contains thousands upon thousands of pages from manuscripts, tomes, and scrolls. Contact with any one of these is supposed to guarantee instant death. But the preachers who claim this are all liars. I am living proof of their falsehoods. What happened to the people of this world? All the survivors are here in this tunnel. The rest are dead. Or worse than dead. They're in the clutches of the monsters from Komara. Our last astropath died when his mind was invaded by a warp entity. He used his psi trail to hunt him down. The rest of the people here have been blessed with the protection of those forces that I summoned to our aid. That is enough. Heinrich's voice shakes with bridled fury. I have heard all the justifications and complaints 100 times before. No purpose can justify what you have wrought here. Who you have become. Who I have become, Interrogator von Kalox. I am what any agent of the Golden Throne is predestined to become if they are able to see through the essence of things. I have, as the Puritans say, succumbed to the heresy of radicalization. Moreover, in doing so, I am only following in the footsteps of her mentor. The only difference is that I have chosen the path of the Oblationists, while he chose the Xenos hybrids, forging an alliance with the cursed Drukhari. Wait a second, so Kalkazar has an alliance with the Drukhari? Is that what we're hearing here? This sounds like news to me, but Achilles was speaking with the Drukhari, so it could make sense if there was a connection, but still, it seems like a revelation. Okay, Adira is at least confused with me. What? Adira gives you a puzzled look. Is this Gothic or... Emelina, suppress your urge to debate internal matters in the presence of the rogue trader. Additionally, I will not tolerate insults to the Lord Inquisitor in my presence. No, you've already started, so you may as well continue the conversation. Why, it's just philosophical rhetoric referring to old men with a weakness for demagogue. Your actions are being driven by this philosophy, Interrogator Van Calox. Mine, yours, the Lord Inquisitor's. Why are you avoiding talking about the fact that Xavier Calcazar is a dangerous radical? No less dangerous than I am. Except I am not driven by utopian ideals, but by a desire to protect humanity, using a broader range of tools. What you call a broader range of tools is heresy, Emelina. Unremarkable commonplace heresy. Heresy that has taken on a twisted form in the mind subjected to prolonged contact with corruption. The archenemy has been gnawing at you from within. Creating a star with a chaos ritual, you have crossed the line. No, you have obliterated the line. The line? Lines are for the weak and ignorant. Anyone capable of weighing the risks and making a calculated decision would have done the same as me. To protect the Imperium's domain. To deliver a preemptive strike, even. Von Valancius. Emelina whips around to you. You are a simple immortal endowed with huge power and privilege, ruling over worlds and holding millions of lives in the palm of your hand. Tell me, would you have done the same in my position? I would not have made the same mistake. Blinkered vision and a narrow mind. A warrant of trade in the hands of such a person is a dangerous prospect indeed. Emelina shakes her head spitefully, her eyes filling with blood. The only one to answer my call, and you turn out to be a brainwashed pawn. I did not factor in the possibility of psychological dependence. Calcazar can be persuasive, especially to those who depend on him. A favoured sorcerer, a Caspalican renegade. Oh yes, Interrogator Van Calox. Xavier Calcazar's stalwart little soldier. You will die just like Tanakia. Oh? Emelina Iona Lichenhart. Heinrichs begins, stiffly formal before breaking off. Tanakia. What do you know about Tanakia? Emelina shakes her head. You don't even know what fate befell her, do you? I suppose it won't hurt for you to know something of it. A strange sound causes the sage to fall silent. She turns towards the tunnel. Mandrakes? Maybe. Yep, more mandrakes. Okay. The beasts, they're here. The ritual must be completed. The preparations must not go to Oh! We need to block all possible approaches. Light. We need light to dispel the shadows in the corners. Okay.
Your kind has no right
we need
to
light,
exist.
apparently. Okay, so we need to turn on these things. I understand. Also, I love the way he was just straight up knock you out here. Okay, so we're probably going to sit here with somebody else. Probably Adira, I imagine. So let's just swap us around here. We'll go the other side. Adira can go here. Who have we got? So Marazai is going early. Marazai is going to go as far as he can. We'll put Abelard on the stairs. Checking there's no other way. Well, actually, you can go down this way. Yeah, we'll put Abelard down here then. We'll put Heinrichs on the stairs. Be in a little cover. Cassia, I think you're actually in a good spot right now. And I think that works. Okay, start the battle. So, can I see down here?
On it.
Yep, perfect. Give him some front line to work with. I'm going to put a back line here, because that'll be
to it personally.
his dodge that he can use. Let's put rear here,
It's as good as done.
so we can do some extra damage here. Now, somebody Where does it... So it's somebody within 10 should have extra stacks on them, right? Although there might not be anyone within 10, I suppose. So I'm just seeing if there's any way... Yeah, so if I use this here, I can actually remove a ton of stacks. So let's do that.
Personally.
So there's 1 stack from each, so that's 4, which means that we now have the damage bonus. Let's... I guess joint analysis will still work for everyone else. Okay, what else are we looking for here? I'm going to shoot like this, probably. So if I shoot like this, that costs me 1. I can put extra stacks on the one that I'm shooting. So let's do that. There's extra stacks. Let's increase our cover efficiency.
I'll make it happen.
Okay. Then shoot.
On it. You should have thought twice before
Nice. Good
crossing
damage.
me.
Okay. There's the second light. So we kind of want to head down here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We want to head like here and then dash in. Yeah, let's do that.
Savor your delectable angry.
Nice. Okay. Then I kind of want to do the same thing here. Nice. Then dash. Dash.
Don't distract me.
Turn on the lamp. Can I get closer here? Oh, I forgot to do the bleed on himself. Let's do bleed as well. Then endure. Then make this target my sworn enemy. Cool. That works. Right, Adira. We haven't really got anyone she can shoot. Apart from, well, actually, she can shoot these two. Never mind.
Anything
let's put a
else?
stack on you. Also, I'm just trying to reset my cursor. Nope, it still will not change to the proper cursor. That's fine. Okay. Could do something like this for a lot of damage. Sure.
But of course.
A little mind rupture. Followed by claim the
Anything
bounty.
else?
Followed by blinding this one. Okay. And then we can also put a buff onto somebody.
I'm not so
I
sure.
can't even get to you. I can get to you though.
Will do.
Let's put a buff onto them, which will then give us extra. Yeah, that'll give them extra dodge, which is going to be good, and parry. And having done that, we now get our extra willpower. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, random overseer's turn. Yeah, that was solid. They can't go up the stairs because of Abelard.
I've suffered worse.
That's fine. Right, Cassia. I'll start with Amend Reality.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Just a huge buff for everybody. If I check people here, right, they should have that buff to ballistic skill as well, right? Superior munitions, is that it? Superior munitions, I think, is the buff that we just took. No, it's focus we should have. Whenever you use an ability on an ally, they gain a bonus to perception and ballistic skill. It should be called focus. No, we don't have that. Okay, well, let's try using an officer ability on someone. Like coming down here and using
Do not dare ask.
come over here and using an officer ability. So voice of command. So now if I check Abelard, not that he needs it, but do you now have the ballistic skill increase? You do. Okay, so it needs to be an officer ability, unfortunately. Let's give Abelard a turn. Can I charge around here? No, I can attack though. Nice. Hit. That's fine. What's their thing that's stopping them from dying? I need to find that out. Final strike. It makes an attack. I guess if it doesn't make the attack, it can't die. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Back off again, I guess. Go hang out over here.
Emperor, give me strength.
Follow
Cool.
my lead.
Next Overseer's turn.
Death to the heretics! Stay
Can
vigilant
you use the lamp?
for the glory of the
Okay.
Imperium!
That's fine.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Followed by buff. Followed by buff. Followed by buff.
Naturally.
Followed by running down here and hitting you with a killing edge.
Get me a target.
Might not hit, but we'll see.
Hold it, be gone!
Nice, it's dead. See, it did the attack, so therefore could die. That's the way I see that happening there. Could give him the sword, but I don't even think we need that. He does have enough AP, though, to give somebody else more AP on their turn. Maybe we'll just give that to
I won't
Marazai.
object to it.
Cool. Abelard's real turn.
One fewer target.
Nice. Charge. Turn on the lamp.
Someone else.
Warrior ability. Hit him. You know what? I think it's because he's stunning them, right? I think it's because he's stunning them, which then means that they can't have an extra attack.
If only that were possible.
I think that's what's happening here. All right.
I am
Let's
a
give
navigator, not
let's
a
give
servitor.
Malachi a buff. Let's give you
That
another.
is foolishness.
You a buff. You a buff.
Do not dare ask.
Adira a buff. Okay. Held in my gaze for this one.
If only that were possible.
I don't know. Wait, just end your turn. Hit it.
Victory is imminent.
Hit it. Okay. I have an idea.
Indeed.
Do this. Walk out
My
of
base
range.
is at the fore.
Back in here. Taunt and just stay still. That's my new plan.
Weapon at the ready.
Okay. Overseer sliding down. Going crazy.
Follow my lead.
Okay. Nice parry.
What an unfortunate turn of
Okay.
fate.
That might be enough to kill.
Done.
There we go. Yeah, it's because he was stopping the final attack from happening, therefore they couldn't die. Okay. That's why I was continuing to buff, by the way, is I was assuming that the fight wasn't over. Yeah, that's fine. I do hate that we don't get the proper cursor here, but that's okay. Let's, this is already the rear area. Let's use Killzone Stratagem on this area.
I'll see to it personally.
Let's then apply more stacks to this one.
I'll make it happen.
Surefire plan.
It's as good as done.
Then shoot him.
Who if not me? This defense is a good offense.
Nice. Okay. Not dead yet. Then we could do another one of these, I guess. Shoot.
Accept your lot.
Nice. Haven't quite killed him yet, but that's okay. Turn on the lamp.
Pathetic attempt.
Switch weapon. Shoot.
Grace and
Nice.
plaything broken already.
That's okay. Make it pray.
On it.
Shoot it.
Will do.
Still not dead. Shoot it.
Be gone.
Nice. Blind it.
Was that you?
Okay, still not dead.
My faith
Getting there.
strengthens me.
His face strengthens him.
Farewell.
Okay. We still have to do lights, I think. Let's move out this way a little bit. Just so we can actually see people. Give Heinrichs a buff.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Then we're going to give Abelard a turn. He is going to charge to the
It will
lamp
be done.
and turn on the lamp. Doesn't have enough action points. My bad.
I'm
Rend
not
reality
accustomed
for the
to being
buff for
ordered
everybody.
around.
Cool. That'll do. Heinrichs. Over here. Followed by charging.
The Emperor is on our side.
Followed by daring breach.
Someone's death wish is mine to grant.
Go up here. Turn on the lamp. That'll do. Probably a
For
buff.
the throne's glory.
There we go.
I
Another
won't
buff.
object to it.
End your turn. Turn on the lamp. All the lamps are on. Aren't they? Is there another lamp I'm missing? I believe I've done all the lamps. Yep. Okay. Cool. Emelina lets out a agonized moan. Wasted. All my work, all my preparation, all for nothing. Emilia Iona Liechenhart, in the name of the Inquisition, you are hereby removed from your post and expelled from the Holy Ordo. Heinrich's eyes are fixed on Emelina, but she does not look at him. Then the interrogator turns his gaze on you. The fate of its fallen member is a matter for the Ordo. Heretical archives, artifacts obtained in the excavation, and other assets in Liechtenhart's possession, I hereby declare the property of the Holy Inquisition. However, it is for the rogue trader to decide what becomes of Phaeton IV and his people. What is your verdict? What will happen to the archives and Emelina? The archives will be destroyed to prevent this situation from ever reoccurring. Emelina is my responsibility. What would you advise me do, Heinrichs? This world has been compromised. Any attempt to assess the degree of this corruption will necessarily be based on weak judgment, vulnerable to doubt and sentiment. I would get rid of the planet and its population. So, I will not risk taking the survivors of my crew, however I will not leave them unaided. They'll be given supplies and support. I do not care about the survivors, or I'll take the survivors. We're a softie, we will take the survivors off the planet, not that there are very many left. So be it, Lord Captain. Now for Emelina. You are hereby stripped of your special status as an agent of the Golden Throne, and all attendant right and privileges. I am authorized to use all interrogation measures stipulated in the standard framework for information extraction to ascertain the fate of Acolyte Tanakia Kalburgaria. Will that be necessary, Emelina? No, Interrogator Van Calox. The sage's voice is scarcely louder than a whisper. I have no intention of concealing that information from you. I am almost certain that Tanakia Kalburgaria was eliminated on the orders of Xavier Calcazar after being deemed a volatile element. Henrix's face is a mask of disbelief and anger. You're lying. I also have an unpleasant suspicion the witnesses to this conversation are at risk of being eliminated at a later date. We'll listen in silence. I saw one of Calcazar's documents when I went to retrieve my new orders. Only a fleeting glimpse, but With my memory like a picked recorder, it was long enough for its contents to be imprinted on my mind. I do not know the details, but the document itself was an interrogation transcript, with a final annotation indicating the removal of the person from the retinue. We both know how someone leaves the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, Interrogator Van Calox. Tanakia is the Lord Inquisitor's top espionage specialist. Wherever Xavier chose to refrain from making a public show of strength, Calburgaria was invaluable. Why would he do this? Emelina looks up at Heinrichs, her eyes full of despair. I do not know, Interrogator Van Calox. Just as I do not know why the Lord Inquisitor sent me to this nondescript planet as soon as I voiced my concerns about his methods. Just as I do not know if I should blame the warp for the lack of responses to my call for help, or if Calcazar prohibited the others from answering. The nature of her mission and of Xavier's true purpose here in the Expanse was likely why he chose to bury the secret, and Tanakia along with it. Emelina breaks off. The operational data indicates that you are the retinue's primary torture specialist, Interrogator Van Calox. All this time I thought you were the one who conducted Tanakia's interrogation. One of the reasons why I destroyed my personal data block was to ensure that my own sentiments would not prevent me from thinking rationally when I encountered you or Calcazar's other servants. Heinrichs? Heinrich says nothing for a few seconds, staring into space. At last he begins to speak. Emelina, Iona, Lichenhart. Emelina sighs. I know, Interrogator Van Calox. I know all the procedures used on compromised sages, interrogation, unsealing of reminiscence blocks. But before we begin, she stands up, straightening her spine as much as she can, and looks into the interrogator's eyes with a weak smile. I thought Tanakia was your doing, but as your reaction has revealed the truth to me. Heinrichs? It is Heinrichs, yes? There's a subtle shift in Emelina's voice. She sounds older, wiser. You should know, I am sorry to have forgotten you. Heinrich stares at the sage, saying nothing, then looks down and mutters something too quietly for you to hear. Heinrich turns to you. Thank you for your assistance in solving my problem, rogue trader. I think he was meant to have killed her, because we haven't seen it here. But why? Heinrich looks at you, his eyes dark and lowering. Why don't you answer that question for yourself? You did not want her to be subjected to your standard procedures at yours or anyone else's hands. You really think my actions are driven by such sentiment? Heinrich studies you intently. His face is difficult to read, but one of his eyes spasms briefly just before he turns away. We are finished here. The planet will be designated unfit for further use. The risks are simply too great. It will take a few hours to deal with the excavation site and what the diggers found there, but it will not delay us. When we return to the ship, find a minute to speak with me. Is she dead? Oh. She's gone? I assume she was meant to be dead based on the context of the conversation, but it's a little weird that she's just gone.
I always keep my options open.
Okay. We got all the loot, right? Yeah, apart from the loot from the dead guys, which we can grab as we leave. This was a weird quest. I mean, the Heinrichs bits were good. It's just like, some of it seemed unfinished. There. Collect all. Yeah. Some of it seemed a little unfinished. But that's fine. Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, I think that... Yeah, it's an interesting idea that she thought that Heinrichs had betrayed her, so she decided to remove all memory of... or all of her sentimental memories of him. But it's kind of a final option. Except for the last sentimental memory that she kept. I guess in the case that he didn't do it, she wanted him to know that she only did it because she thought that he had betrayed her. Huh. There's this other area over here. I'm just assuming that's inaccessible, right? Kind of looks inaccessible, and it doesn't look like there's anything there, so... Alright, we're done? Just weird. Weird. Yeah, and I am assuming she's dead, despite us not having any scene to display that. Okay. Well, I think, assuming nothing major pops up the moment that we enter the bridge, yeah, I think that's us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Next time we're going to level up, and we might make our way lazily towards another companion quest. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.